Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll take that as a yes.
Mm.
So, Wrath, you'd like to go first with your vignette.
Yeah.
The main question is, before I reveal the secrets, is what type of vignette do you want? Cope, support, or engage?
Part of me just wants to say it's fully up to you.
Well, it's actually fully up to you.
Yeah, I know, but I got the rundown, so
Mhm.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you can roll 1d3, I guess. Let that be your fate, if it's a hard choice.
Eh,
Or I could roll it for you.
that sounds like a threat. Well, 3.
Alright, engage. So again, that is going to be that's going to be describing or adding on to the town of Telluride or your situation or area in a understandable but meaningful way.
Okay. Let me just
So,
scroll the fuck up to the Telluride, to the existing knowledge.
it's pretty bare, so you should be safe with most things. I'll keep you on track if it's different.
Oh.
Now, the only other thing, before we get right into it,
Mm-hmm.
first things first, you only have the one dependent, but
Yes.
please describe them for everybody. Who they are, what their name is, stuff like that.
His name is Ted Norn, or at least that's the Anglicized version of it. And he's a Korean doctor who met Hangman when they were both young. And he ended up falling into her brother's business, and they ended up getting even closer because of that. And the marriage, the relationship itself, is definitely a little unorthodox, considering that Hangman's lack of Hangman's only truly deep relationship was with her brother, who she is trying to find. So with her husband, well, her now husband, it was constantly, there was innocent misunderstandings, and I suppose one could say that she took him and treated him almost like, oh, what a cute pet, or what a cute animal. Either way, the result is that years later, he himself has his own hobbies that may or may not involve intense experimentation, that joining the scores of scientists and researchers trying to study the blight. And while she supports him, and perhaps there is some remaining thing of that, whatever innocent love that was there, innocent misguided love that he had in before he found out her lack of how difficult it is for her to regard anyone other than her brother. But for whatever reason or another, they are still married. She does love him in her own way and gladly calls him her husband. And he still gladly calls her his wife. He is rather meek, upon first glance, but when it does come to anything medical related or experiment wise, he can become a very impassioned speaker on that subject. Other than that, though, he's usually content to follow her lead, and even if that lead is going to lead somewhere disastrous, he will use, if he has to, his own underhanded ways in order to get them out of it.
All right, then. With that, then, I will reveal the secret that I've been hiding from you all. You see, in red markets, everyone, of course, it's good to have everyone engaged, of course. And with that being said, in red markets, I don't play your dependents. I play the NPCs around your dependents and any other NPCs that you have to deal with. But your fellow players are the ones that play your dependents. So with that, who wants to play Dr. Ted Norin?
Shit.
I feel like everyone was muted. Everyone was muted, so I didn't get everyone's like, what? But I guess I'm getting it now.
You're getting it in text, okay.
Who wants to be Dr. Ted Norin? Wrath's dependent. Hangman's dependent. Hangman's husband.
Oh, man.
You've gotten
Good
the
thing you went
description.
into such description.
Yeah, you got the description of the character.
Oh man.
You can get it again
boy.
if need be. But
That's
who wants to
one.
play them? Everyone's gonna get to have to play someone once.
Oh my god.
And once, of course, you've played a character, you're set as that character. So in the future, you are that dependent.
Okay. I'm gonna solidly pass on Teddy Bear. I can't play him. I know this for a fact. Okay,
I am also putting my hand down. I am not.
Physical, psychological, mental, or what?
Yes. I'm sorry.
So Scrib was not listening.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Until
Okay.
the what? We have to play.
So the short of it is one sec, I'll just send this one image again to Hubbo OC so that you get it, because it's kind of their dynamic very well. Look at the hands. Just watch the hands.
Just look at the hands.
1 second.
Should always watch the hands.
Watch those hands.
With one of Wrath's characters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
Antagonistic.
No, psychopaths in love.
Ah.
Crazy people in love.
People.
So
God, that's such a fun. Oh.
So on the surface, it's a very outgoing woman and a very shy and basically a nerd. But in reality, it's closer to two psychopaths in love. This is them when they're younger.
No.
Okay.
He hides whatever he is part of the the movement or anyone that's trying to research on how to possibly cure the blight, and he's willing to do even the more inhumane experimentation, as long as, of course, his wife isn't involved in it. And I guess one way to put it, as well as Hangman's more likely to stab you in your face. He is more likely to have the scalpel between your ribs. Okay. But to everyone else, but to everyone in general, he's very meek. He's very polite. He's very well-mannered. A bit enthusiastic about his work. Utterly doting for his wife, even though she is all of that. I guess one other thing to mention is he followed her. She's been making her way from the East Coast. She's been carving her way, all trying to get to the West Coast. And this man, who could probably find a decent place in the recession, has decided to follow her.
All right,
I
then.
guess I'm the one picking them up.
Okay, then.
All right.
I wish you luck. So, again, with the type of action that you've chosen, it's engage. You have to, enhance something about the town, or at least enhance something about your day-to-day together. Whether it's adding a specific restaurant or a little outlook somewhere outside the wall, or anything, as long as it fits.
I was thinking a clinic that he's working at.
Okay.
He would call her. He would actually call her.
How does he work with living things or dead things?
Whatever comes across his table.
Okay. How do you pronounce that?
Pian. Like piano.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. When you're ready, Ras, or when you both are ready, you can describe a bit about this clinic and why and you find yourself here. It's obvious why your husband's here, but why? Is it a special occasion? Is it just that you're visiting? Explain a bit about why you're here, and then we can get into the scene. Or I guess we can get further into the actual roleplay.
I'm visiting because, well, I am going on a taker job, so I'm here to say I'm here to tell Teddy Bear where I'm going, and that's really it.
Alright then. Well, you are easily enough able to enter into the clinic, of course. People here that either work with or work here or are keeping an eye on the place or anything like that obviously know who you are. There's no hassle or anything getting in and getting to see your husband, who is probably at this point...
I'm kind of picturing him like elbow deep in something, honestly.
Oh, definitely elbow deep in something. Now it's up to you here, Scrib.
Yeah.
Is he elbow deep in something dead or in something alive?
We'll go with something dead.
Okay, what?
Um.
And you both can take it from here.
Okay, so okay, assuming that this clinic is of people, probably elbow deep in a cadaver, not of a casualty, but of a relatively healthy person. But, for research. Completely, just totally research. So, yeah, he's elbow deep. He's going in for those organs and collecting samples for further testing.
Well, even if you are elbow deep, she will barge in. Just open the door. Definitely does not slam against the wall. It almost does, but she's gotten better at that.
Teddy Bear!
Pian. He glances over and there's a sheen in his glasses.
You should probably wipe your glasses. There's something on them.
Oh, sheen as in like a shine.
Yes, I'm aware, but
Oh, is there? He reaches a hand up and stalls for a moment. Yes, let me wash these off quickly. And he's not hasty about it. He withdraws his hands from this cadaver and goes about the sanitization process. He goes find a sink and washes everything off. Peels his gloves off. And notices the little fleck on his glasses and will wipe that away too. Once it's all done.
Circles around the cadaver. Animal? Human?
Human. We're trying to make progress.
Fresh?
Relatively.
Male? Female?
It is human, fresh, ambiguous as it has been kind of pulled apart. Very meaty right now.
What are you trying to do with this one?
We're just trying to see what reacts with what. And he rubs his hands and wipes his glasses and places them back on the bridge of his nose. And smiles at her.
Well, it's not like the coach is going to go anywhere.
No.
So do you want to take a bit of a walk?
Sure, of course.
When's the last time you had breakfast? When's the last time you ate?
Cue comedic tummy rumbles. I don't remember. You have any place in mind?
For the record, she wouldn't do the cooking.
Okay, is she abysmal?
She's a little ham-fisted.
Okay.
He would be better with the cooking, but of course he gets obsessed with the work. So, does Rusty serve food, or is it just a bar?
Rusty serves food.
Oh well, I found this one place the other day when I went to meet with our new Taker crew.
Well, let's try there then. And he'll go and loop arms with you.
She does so, and you are most likely like half pulled along because she does have a habit of skipping.
And he tries to keep up. Is he taller than her?
Yes.
Okay. He is able to keep up.
You guys are able to make your way down to Rusty's.
The one thing is he likes things very, very quiet, like you do.
Well, there shouldn't be any problem then. So how are you? How was your meeting?
Yes was there, yes.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
She doesn't call him yes. She just calls him yes.
He has a chuckle to himself.
And there was there's a latent named Obel. I think that's creative. Didn't really get a read on one called Helsing. And oh, she's so adorable. She's a scruffy teenager. But I don't actually know how old she is. She can't actually be a teenager, but she's very scruffy. She looks like a teenager. She's an absolute child, and I love her. Her name's Catch.
I see.
She's adorable.
She says, thinking of this absolutely scruffy, grumpy gremlin.
I don't know if this is in character for him, but the first thought was, is she a catch? Question mark, question mark. I don't know if this man is jealous or not, okay?
Actually, yeah, he is more than slightly possessive.
Okay,
Just
well,
look at
there it goes. That is what ran in his mind.
Tugs you into the bar, waves at Rusty, and will whisper as much as she can whisper.
Do you have any breakfast? Anything suitable for someone who hasn't eaten for a while?
He takes out a piece of paper that's like it's already prepared and slides it across the bar, so you can see it. It has all their little breakfast items. It is not, of course, an exorbitant amount. You know, you have bacon and eggs and toast and all like the necessity basic stuff.
Oh, good. I'm positively famished.
She pokes your cheeks.
He'll poke yours back. My little piano, I need to figure out what I want to eat.
Pokes him again. Sits down somewhere.
Well, I'll be bringing home the bounty.
This is their first time, right?
Eating here, presumably.
No,
yes.
the whole bounty thing. Is this this first time
No.
these characters are doing it?
No, she had to have made her way to this point somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being a taker, fully going full on with the job and being like registered and stuff like that or whatever, and doing all the advertising and stuff like that. First time for that sort of thing. You definitely could have been hunting down bounty and other stuff before though.
Is this the first group that our characters are a part of?
First taker group, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, let's hope that they're a good match for you.
Well, you know that. No one's going to be as good of a match for me as you are. It's a shame you can't come with me.
It is a shame. I'd love to get my hands on some of those samples. I'm sure there are plenty bountiful out there.
Well, if you want any, if you write up a shopping list, I could probably make something back for you.
Oh, you mean this? He pulls out a little scrawling of stuff. I actually had a thought or two. And he hands them over.
Takes it.
It's a bunch of knickknacks for files and whatever. I don't know his character well. Stuff like that. He wants samples. He wants active samples of stuff. Juicy things.
Well, I was about to say the list could totally contain bodies.
And medicines.
Body parts, medicine, stuff like that.
Yeah.
She tucks it away. And what does Rusty's have?
In terms of food?
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, mostly simple stuff. So for breakfast stuff, it would be like bacon, eggs, that sort of stuff. Any sort of bar food, the most simplest version of that bar food. And it's not because he's unskilled or anything like that, but most foods have gone rotten and stuff like that. This is what's left, right?
Yeah. The breakfast options.
I will just say that Teddy Bear probably just orders whatever the most scientifically filling meal is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
fuel efficient.
And a healthy dose of coffee if it's available.
Yes.
All right. Well,
black. Strong.
Black, of course.
As all medical professionals.
Absolutely.
Well, with that, you guys can settle in, have a good breakfast together at Rusty's, and I will call scene here.
Okay.
And say that vignette is complete.
Whew. Wife's forehead.
Shake your hand, Scrib. Thanks for being my husband.
You're welcome. I hope I do your husband justice.
Well, with that, who wants to go next? And of course, this would be the time also where, since you succeeded at performing the vignette, you would heal some humanity damage, but you don't have any, thankfully. Your team didn't give you any. With that,
Not yet,
who would like to go next? Yeah, not yet, anyway. Who wants to go next?
I can go.
All right, Colin. Which of your dependents?
I just have one. She's a little girl called Zipper. I have her picture. Hang on, I'll put it in the chat. Do 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 do. Da, 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 da. Where's it gone? No. Okay, well, never mind. That's not the one I wanted, but my mouse clicked on it anyway. Zipper is like a little kid who kind of yanked Catch out of her head one time. She kind of got forced into being Zipper's babysitter at one point, and eventually their relationship grew to the point that Catch considers her my child, mine now. She can't talk, but it definitely doesn't stop her from dragging her ass. Zipper de-escalates things when Catch and Hayward, Zipper's parent, get all snippy at each other. And she's pretty lively, always on the move, fights tooth and nail if she needs to, but she can't stop poking her nose in where it doesn't belong, and Catch would pretty much literally die for her. Despite that, she still tries to keep her distance from her as much as she can while living together. But Zipper is really good with the fiddle, and it soothes the soul, you know? Nice cheerful music in a horrible dark world.
All right, then. With that, who would like to play Zipper? And Scrib can't do it again. Scrib's already done one.
I've tossed my hat into this ring.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. All right, then. And then the last question. Con, what kind of vignette would you like to have? A cope, a support, or an engage?
We've already had an engage, so maybe can the cope be for like we're about to go out on a mission, don't know if I'll come back kind of thing?
It could be, well, yes, that's essentially what it's gonna be. But again, it's up to me and whatever curveball I throw at you. But
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go for cope.
Okay. So then, with that, I place the ball in your court. You can describe like where you guys are meeting up, or if you're living somewhere together, or something like that. It's in your hands, Colin.
I'd say we're living together somewhere, probably a little kind of cramped house. Catch's parent is a fenceman, but they're not home that often, so most of not Catch's parent, Zipper's parent is a fenceman, but they're not home that often, so most of her care falls onto Catch. It's probably right after the meeting or something. Catch is heading home, feeling a bit nervous, but Zipper always manages to cheer her up. It'll be good to see Zipper, so opens the door, calls out, Zip! Zip, are you here?
There's a fiddle. There's a discordant tune.
Alright. A discordant tune. Oh no! Catch thinks, oh no! And closes the door behind her and goes off in the direction of the noise, I guess.
By the time you get like to the tiny corner that Zipper probably stays in, looking at you with an extremely disappointed expression, and one string has frayed off the bow.
What?
waves the bow around.
Don't you have a new one? I just got you like 3.
Intense head shaking.
Yeah? She like
How would Zipper communicate typically? Would she use sign
that's up to
language,
you.
or-
If
Okay.
it's sign language, I'll say Catch has learned a few pieces and bits, home sign kind of, more than official sign language.
Mhm. Well,
It'd probably be
then-
ASL.
Well then, Zipper would sign. Went missing.
Hmm?
Went missing.
What? No, I don't. Who? Me or Haywood?
Both.
We can't always be here, Zip. I mean, it's not like I'm trying. I gotta go out and get bounty so that you guys can. I don't know. You wouldn't be able to play the fiddle if I didn't go out and do these kind of things.
I'm gonna interject here as the market and do my bitch thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
Gimme.
Please roll a self-control.
All right. I'm gonna get
That
humanity
was so
damage from
bad.
this conversation.
But as you say the words, like, you can't always be here, and I gotta go out and do this stuff. It kind of hits you just what you're getting into. Like, it was exciting. It's going to be.
Oh, that's
Yes! Yes!
Lucky.
Sorry.
Oh, it's like it was exciting. It's going to be, of course, but it's starting to kind of really hit you. Like, you're going out, and you could very well possibly not come back.
Hmm.
And that starts to creep up a little bit more as you're like coming up with things to say. But with that crit success, you're able to kind of keep it all under wraps to the point
Okay.
where you seem completely normal.
All right. Well, then she lets that thought in, keeps it there, but it's not like I won't be coming back, Zip. It'll be fine. I've done it 1,000 times.
Sets down the bow and the fiddle. Just
No.
Walks,
You
just-
keep playing.
shakes. She just shakes her head, and then signs. She just signs. How to word this? How old is Zip again?
Around 11, but like ages don't really mean much.
She would sign.
You're still going.
If I don't go, then
I know.
you remember how it was before, right? It
I
was
know.
just
It's still empty.
I don't mean to make you feel lonely, Zip. There isn't enough work in town for someone like me.
I know.
Listen, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna bring you home something nice, okay?
Thinks for a bit. Points at her bedding.
Blanket.
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 Alright.
Rack.
Well, one sec. Catch like ducks out the door and then ducks her head back around the corner and is like, wait there, and runs off to her room, grabs her blanket, and runs back and stuffs it or like chucks it over Zip's head. Here you go. You can have this one for now.
You are Zip just like struggles under for it briefly, and then just gives up, and there's just a zipper blanket ghost standing there.
You look good. But hey, now you can just wrap yourself up in this and pretend I'm here with you.
Runs directly into your stomach.
Catches her and catches her. Hey, and squeezes her tight and like, I'll come back, Zip. Don't worry.
You are hugged by this blanket ghost, Zip.
And it's there as you are both embraced that, especially with your crit success there, Catch. This is one of the reasons why you're out there. It could be scary, it could be dangerous, it could be exciting, but all in all, you're reminded that this is one of the reasons why you're going out there in the first place, and it helps steel you a little bit about what's to come.
All right.
And there is what I'll call scene, as you both share a hug.
Oh, you did Zip so well, Roth. Thank you.
Makes a zipping motion, tosses out the key.
Who would like to go next? Nice.
I guess I can go next.
Okay. Well then, which dependent are you going to be spending time with?
Yeah, so which
I'll
one?
get. I'll get.
Yeah, I was about to
I'll
say for.
I'll get Helsing.
Oh God.
All right.
Surprise, bitch.
Also, I'm sorry. I'm back now. I
Welcome
had to
back.
run do stuff.
We're back just in time.
Good.
So, Helsing, what type of vignette would you like to have?
Oh God, I have to choose. Oh no.
Well, you don't know. Nick has to choose.
Okay.
Don't worry. So, in cope, support, or engage?
Could you run through those three again? What they are?
Sure. So cope is essentially you start having a scene with your dependent, and I get to be a little bitch as the market and make you have to cope with something, whether it is the dangers of what's to come or something your character has already experienced before or anything else. You have to find a way to cope with it and get through the conversation and end it like properly, or it counts as like a failed vignette. Support is your dependent has a problem that you want to and need to help them fix, essentially. Whether it's something as simple as they're being kind of rough, like bullied, or people are treating them badly, or they need help moving something, or whatever the problem is, it's dependent on your dependent from what they need, and you need to help them with it. If you can't help them, then it counts as a failed vignette, but you will get a chance, perhaps, depending on what it is that they need, to use a reference or use something else to help them, or find something on your mission when you're out in the world to bring back home to help them. And then engage is you engaging with the environment and changing it a bit, or expanding on the town of Telluride or things near Telluride with your dependent. It could be things like adding in a school for if you had a kid, or if there's like a very scenic lookout point that you would like, you go with your dependent to the mountains to hang out and like be alone and stuff like that, and it's safe. It can be anything as long as it fits. But you essentially grow the scene a little bit.
Okay. We'll do that last one.
Engage?
Sure.
All right then. So then, your dependent that you're choosing, of course, is Helsing. Of course, that will be played by you, Gizmo, since it is your character. How are you engaging with Helsing? Where are you going? How are you gonna grow Telluride a little bit or add to it? Is there a particular place you guys hang out, or perhaps there's a celebration or a holiday that happens around this time that you both partake in?
God, I am having a moment tonight. I am like,
Mhm. If you can't think of one, you can switch to one of the other ones. If you can't.
yeah, I am having a very difficult time tonight.
Okay, that's okay. Would you like to do support instead then? Since no one's done that, and I think that is also like the easiest to have to really deal with.
Yeah, we can just do that one.
Okay. So then, with that, the part of this now falls onto your dependent, who is Gizmo. So what Gizmo you have to come up with is a problem that Helsing could be having that Yes could potentially try and fix. Whether your Helsing is like literally asking Yes to help him with something, or it's more subtle and that Yes kind of stumbles upon the fact that Helsing is having a problem in a particular area, is up to you. But let's just think about that for a little bit. First things first, though, I need to get you guys together. So how would you like to start this off? Are you guys regularly meet up at some point? Does someone call someone else? What's up?
I imagine it'd probably be after the negotiation.
So he's mad at you currently.
Okay.
It could be.
All right. So it's right after the negotiation. Your team split ways, but you two stick together for a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I give the scene to you two then.
All right. Where would Helsing be after the negotiation, or during it?
Probably during it. Everyone was kind of gathered somewhere, maybe together, and kind of waiting for you. And then when everybody split off, he either lingered there, or I'll say he lingered there. It's probably I want to say Rusty's library, because we kind of yelled a lot when he came back.
Hey, you're still very welcome there. You did not do anything. I can say this out of character-wise, you were not as bad as the test group.
Oh god!
Oh my god!
Amazing.
The test group physically hurt Rusty.
No!
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, not like they punched him, but with their noise that they caused.
Oh
Oh,
my
Jesus
god.
Christ.
They
Okay.
punched him in the ears. Yeah,
You can
he's
do
probably
Rusty's, yeah.
yeah. It's probably
Hey, Rusty's is an established
The best
place. You guys can go
place.
back and meet up. Yeah.
yeah. So you said Rusty's is also kind of like a food place. So
Yeah, they have some food here. It's bar food,
yeah. Helsing probably promised one of his kids that he'd pick up a snack or food of some kind before heading back, because he was gone for a long time. And so he's probably maybe waiting on it, and just kind of sitting there. Is Yes kind of lingering too, or is he trying to get Helsing's attention or anything like that?
I mean, I imagine Yes just walks in while Helsing's waiting,
Mm-hmm.
and he just notices Helsing in the back or wherever he is, and he just struts on over like, they were supposed to meet up. Ah, fancy meeting you here again.
We were here a couple minutes ago, but yes. What brings you back?
Oh, you know, I like the ambiance of the place. Rusty does a good job of keeping this place.
Quiet.
Essentially. Lets my thoughts be clear. Someplace where I can think.
Fair enough.
Should probably
I
ask the same. I should ask the same of you. What brings you in today?
Picking up food for the little ones.
Ah, of course.
Your little negotiation took up a lot more time than I was expecting.
Well, despite it taking is a bit longer, I'd like to think it went pretty well.
For the most part. I do think you could use a little more experience in
Like while he's like paused, ES just raises an eyebrow and just waits.
more experience on the streets instead of in the sheets.
Oh, this again, hmm? This isn't the first time you brought this up.
And it's probably not going to be the last either.
It definitely won't.
Well,
But I know what you're going to say. You probably flirted with her again, didn't you?
did you?
I can't confirm nor deny.
Oh god. Alright. That's fine. It's fine. Hey, maybe he'll get an ally on his side for once.
Wouldn't that be something?
Be nice, that's for sure. Though, if there was ever such thing as a messy parting, we could also have a very, very dangerous enemy on our side.
Well,
But-
that's up to what happens during this mission.
Mm,
Which, knowing you and I, we should be fine.
we. He'll kind of
Yeah.
like cock a brow at that.
Well, when I say we, I shouldn't just make it between you and I. The whole team will do just fine, I think.
You think?
We don't
He's judging every single word you say.
Look, as much as I want to say that we could get in and out of there with no problem, we don't really know what we're getting ourselves into.
Yes, that's true.
Hell, we could be walking into a death trap for all we know.
Mm. Going out there is a death trap in of itself, so I don't doubt it. Though that being said, for as long as we'll have to be gone. And he kind of like pauses for a second while me, Gizmo, ask the GM a question.
No, the market is here to answer.
Yes, please. Which one did we pick again?
You picked support.
And that's like helping move furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah, the problem that you are having, that Helsing would be having, that ES could help with. Whether it's subtle and it's like you, Helsing, just getting into like a situation or something, or it's blatant and Helsing is asking. If you want, I have an idea for a more subtle one that's already like semi been established by your RP thus far.
Mm-hmm.
If you'd like to go that route. Or you can continue on with an original idea that you have of your own.
Man, now I'm really curious of what your idea is, but I did have an idea as well.
Hey, we'll go with it.
Okay.
Ultimately, it's your call on what Helsing needs, or a situation that Helsing could happen upon.
I think this situation would be very funny, and I think ES would it would have a interesting time of it.
Yeah.
As he's kind of thinking, he looks at ES and crosses his arms. So, being gone as long as I'll have to make it up to them in some way. Though I also have to do a couple of things beforehand, and I could always use extra time. Maybe, perhaps. Someone would like to babysit. He kind of eyes you down.
You see his eyes just light up, and he's just like, "Oh, I would love to."
God, what have I done? All right. It won't be long. Maybe an hour or so, but long enough that one of them doesn't grab a fork and try to... No, they're not like that. Kind of scrubs in his eyes for a second. You've had experience babysitting, correct?
There's a first for everything.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Roll a self-control, Helsing.
He has none.
Okay, if you don't have anything in self-control, then you need
No,
to
it
roll.
was a joke.
Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, damn it. I always try to do. No, he has none.
All right. So, that stresses you the fuck out.
Oh my god.
Correct.
That's all right. So you just take one humanity damage in your stress stat.
Oh my god.
It's like, this man doesn't know how to handle kids, and I just asked him to watch my kids.
Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. It's fine. He just like clenches a hand and presses it really tight to his lips as he tries to think of the last time he's left his kids alone for so long with someone he doesn't know. Well, he does know someone
you do know ES, but at the same time, do you trust him around your kids?
Exactly. It's fine. Lex knows not to do certain things. It'll be fine.
How old are they again? Just to refresh my memory.
Lex is 11. Chris is 5. Is that all right?
Oh no, that's perfectly fine.
God. Well,
It's at this point
I
I'll
guess-
step in.
yes.
The agreement has been struck. Time
Yep.
is set.
Oh God.
So, yes.
Oh, no.
How about let's figure what's a good babysitting role here? Let's figure this out. Watching. I'll give you a few choices here. There's either going to be an awareness roll because you need to watch them so that I don't do anything, or it's going to be a persuasion in order to keep them not what term would be keep them obedient, but keep them captivated by your presence enough that they don't run off and do strange shit. Or it could even be, I would allow the use of let's say a let's say a resistance to like corral them when needed. You could use any of those three.
So clearly, I need to do persuasion because that is not only my best roll that I have, but it'd also be really funny because that's exactly what Yes would be doing. Is just trying to just be wacky as hell to keep them entertained.
Okay, we'll roll it and see how well you do.
Scared.
Hope it's not a crit fail, or else someone might be taking even more stress damage.
Oh my god.
Okay, my computer's being real slow. Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, just enough.
And
So
it's,
close to a crit fail.
And that's a +3 on that too.
All right. Well, you keep them entertained, and the whole time goes very well. Not super well. There are some things here and there, but the house isn't on fire. No one's electrocuted themselves or done anything terrible, and Helsing can come home to a happy home and hearth, with some renewed trust, perhaps.
Yeah.
I imagine when Helsing gets back, like, Yes, just the first thing you'd say is, "I told you things would be all right."
I am sorry I doubted you.
And right there is where I'll end the scene. As yes, you have successfully helped a person you give a shit about.
Hey.
Oh
I
god.
love it.
I'm stressed.
Who would like to go next?
I haven't said anything for a while, so I can.
Okay. Who's your dependent?
Okay, so my dependent is Squirrel. She is an orphan girl that was found by Abel as he was coming here, I guess, and essentially adopted by him.
Okay.
She's bright and she's pretty lively. She is intelligent and she's resourceful, as she was able to survive at least long enough for him to bump into her. He calls her Squirrel because she keeps a little squirrel skull that she had found. And those are the basics for her. I do have a picture, so let me link it.
She sounds adorable.
I love her so much.
Right.
Here, I'll put in, back in, I'll just put it in.
Oh, that's her. Oh.
I almost kind of imagine that, because you can scavenge in town too, right? Like, be little rats or whatever. I kind of imagine that, her
Want
and
to look through
him.
people's trash and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, I imagine that they may do some scavenging here and there too. Together, but yeah.
Okay. So, first things first, who wants to be Squirrel? Preferably someone who hasn't done it yet. Everyone gets a turn, come on.
I'll go.
Alright.
Lively and
that-
energetic little scavenger girl.
Yes.
Well, that's Scrib. What kind of interaction would you like to have?
Okay, what were the
What
options
kind of
again?
vignette? You have cope, support, and engage. Cope being that I fuck with you, and you have to deal with it. Support being that Squirrel is having a problem, whether it's subtle or obvious. That is up to Khan to decide as Squirrel what the problem is, and you have to find a way to fix it. Or engage, where you enhance the world around you in one way or another. If example of that being, if you did want like in-town scavenging to be a thing,
Mhm.
that could be your engage, the thing you add to the town.
Okay. I'm waffling between that and the cope. What sounds more fun, Con?
It's up to you, my friend, my buddy, my pal.
Hit me, Jam. Hit me with a cope.
Alrighty then. Well,
Market. Hit me,
boy.
Market.
Oh boy.
thank you. My proper title. Oh, the power.
Flips a coin to the Market.
So then I will handle the cope thing, but you still get to set the scene. So where are you meeting up with Squirrel? Do you have a home together? Do you hang out at a certain spot?
I was kind of thinking that there's probably a park that they may frequent and may just chill at to enjoy the scenery. And if there's anything that she wants to do, like to tinker with there's that too. Are animals still present?
In the world?
Yeah. Like, is there still,
they
like,
are.
birds and stuff like that?
There are some. A lot of the more bigger animals have gone feral. But there are still birds. There are still squirrels. There are still other things like that. Weather has kind of fucked with them a little bit, but there are still
Right.
fine.
Or else no food would grow.
Right, exactly.
Mm.
I almost want to say kind of bird watching.
Okay. So you find a good spot, you take Squirrel with you, and you go from try and find some birds.
Alrighty.
It's calming.
Maybe you'll find a radioactive one this time.
Oh no.
But yeah, go for it. You guys can play it. You can describe the scene a little bit, or where you're taking. You guys can start it up, and then I will jump in and be a bitch halfway through,
Love it.
or at some point appropriate.
Okay. Thinking. What is the? Can I ask you what the temperature is right now?
Cold, because it's winter.
Okay. There are winter birds still, so.
There are winter birds still, especially with the fact that hibernation is kind of fucky, because today, this is a cold period, but that will only last for a month, maybe 2 months. And even then, in between those days, it can go anywhere from -30, -40 degrees Celsius, all the way up to 20, 30
Oh wow.
degrees Celsius. Its weather is completely shot. So it's all just kind of the seasonal averages of temperature are on a month-to-month basis. You're in a cold month, but it could change at any time. Or there's no weather watch or anything like that anymore.
Okay, so there's the soft crunch of snow as Apple kind of makes the path for Squirrel to follow as they kind of weave their way through the park into a quieter place, a place where the birds are a little bit louder. Probably a spot that they've gone to a couple times and have had the best bet of finding birds and squirrels and other little things. Abel is always relatively quiet, but it's not the somber quiet that he usually carries. It's a more at peace one.
Oh. Squirrel is following behind him, doing her best, her damn best to hop from his exact footprints one to the other, hopping through the snow.
Noticing this, he makes sure that they're very distinct and good footprints to follow.
She's like, ah! Almost tips over.
Careful.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
And it'll back forth a little bit more until they find the perfect spot. Which is probably, it's a lone bench, probably nestled under a tree, but it has a good view. He just goes over and he wipes some of the snow off. For her first.
She grins up at him and then wipes some off for him as well, and sits down, plops down, like bouncing a little bit.
He sits as well.
Hey, do you think we'll find a radioactive one this time?
Maybe.
That'd be fun.
Out of character, are we allowed to have binoculars if we don't take them out on the missions? Like, can we say just we have a pair?
Oh, you can say that you've bored a pair and stuff like that, and that will come up as a part of like the reason why you spent a bounty on your dependent is because you rented, you got food and stuff like that. You rented out these
Okay.
binoculars from someone, stuff like that. So yeah, you can
Okay.
have that.
So yeah, we got two sets of. I'm trying to think. It's probably one pair, and he's left it off to her because he can't touch it. So she has to do all the spotting. It's her responsibility. Wink.
All right, so she grabs the binoculars and she like fiddles with them, trying to adjust them if they've got any like little dials or anything, and then she holds them up to her eyes and peers around and goes,
I can't see any right now, but there are some cool clouds.
Ooh,
I think that one looks like a frog.
a frog. He looks.
Yeah.
At the frog.
she points at it, but like since she's wearing the binoculars, she's pointing in a completely different direction to where the froggy cloud actually is.
I don't know. I think that one looks more like an elephant.
Elephant? Really?
She pulls the binoculars off and like tries to hold them near his eyes.
Can you take another look?
Oh, that's what you were looking at. Okay, I can see a frog.
Yeah. Oh, wait! There's one! There's a bird! What kind is that?
Point.
Right there.
And he'll kind of, before looking in the binoculars, he'll kind of take a glance out past the snow in what direction she pointed in. What kind of bird?
Oh, sorry, one sec.
Could be a cardinal.
All done, sorry. Sorry, somebody just came in.
Ah, it's a person.
It's a human being. No.
Oh, that's a weird bird.
I thought we got rid of all of them. Right. There's a bird.
Plane.
She'll put the binoculars down and then kind of hop off the bench and crouch down, grab a little handful of snow, but try and hide it.
Oh, he feigns ignorance.
Do you know what kind of bird it is?
She says, like, moving
I-
slowly closer.
I think I see red.
Red?
Red.
Like...
Woodpecker, and she throws the snow at him.
It's at this time that I get to come in and be a little bitch.
Okay. be a
Oh,
little
yay.
bitch.
So as you're regarding this bird, as this ambush, this trap in the making, is just beginning to take fruition, you regard this what looks to be a cardinal a little bit more. You take a better look at it without using the binoculars, of course, but you take a better look at it, and yeah, you definitely see red. You see a red, maybe like a bit too much red to be a cardinal. You also see like some white on it, some white feathers, and you kind of start to make out the fact that this bird isn't all it kind of cracks up to be. It's bloody. It has blood on its beak,
Oh, no.
streaming down the side of it. And as you're kind of like taken with that, like what the fuck, you also are able to make out, for some reason, it has almost like black streaks going along it that have jutted out at different parts of its body, black veins. And it's as you see that, some pain starts to kind of course through you. You remember what it was like turning back into a latent. You remember the blight rewiring your body from the inside out, black veins jutting and sinews cracking at the skin. You remember the pain and the agony and the horror as you screamed out, immobilized by the pain itself, and all it did was drag more casualties to your position where you were. You remember all of that in that moment, and you are racked with agony. Not as bad as it was before, but it's creeping up again. And along with that, you know that you're planning to go out there again, back into the loss. It could be even worse this time, maybe. You'd be like, someone beside you could go through this, and you'll have to sit by helplessly or do something about it. Or, God, worse yet, you die and you become something much worse. And who knows how painful that will be. And it's at this moment, as the snowball makes contact with you, whether you're in this state, I need you to make for me a self-control.
Ooh.
Oh no, this could go so bad.
You don't wanna ruin this day. You don't wanna ruin
Plus
the good
3.
stuff that's going on right here.
You
+3,
made
you
it.
say?
Yep.
Just enough. It hits you, and it feels like 1,000 bullets ripping through your body for a few seconds.
Oh!
Ooh.
It hits right against one of those sinew vein parts on you, and while usually it wouldn't, as a normal snowball, it's not even a dirt ball or an ice ball or anything like that. It's just normal packing snow, soft as a cloud. But to you, it feels almost horrendous in this moment.
Oh my god.
He's able to choke back or cry, but it doesn't stop the gasp that squeezed out as he kind of curls into it.
You do so. You're able to hold back the outright reaction, just as you said. It's just a gasp. You're able to play it off as just surprise.
I got you.
There's a little bit longer of a silence than I think he's willing to admit.
Oh no.
He loosens and he's like, "Yep, you got me. That was a really good shot."
I've been practicing.
I can tell. Why don't you show me some more of those shots against the tree? That was really cold.
It is winter, but you'll watch me?
I'll watch you.
All right.
As she crouches down and starts gathering up and making a little pile of snowballs.
He is keeping an eye on the bird as well.
You keep an eye on the bird, and there's still some other thoughts that go through your head a little bit, wayward as they start to leave. As your body you start to remind yourself, you're not going latent right now. You already are. You can't experience that kind of pain again, at least you don't think. And it's words that were said like, I got you. That was said by Squirrel, that just kind of takes you back a bit to just how bad it was even after becoming latent, being persecuted or hunted or who knows what else.
Oh god.
But it's as your gaze goes back to this bird that you see that it's not a cardinal or a bloody pigeon. It's just a strange colored dove. Maybe it's paint, maybe it's a mutation. But it's a lot more beautiful than you thought, and sharing it with Squirrel is definitely worth it. As they make snowballs playfully in the snow.
Yay.
And that's where I'll call the scene.
Oh.
That was beautiful. What the fuck?
That was adorable. I hope I did Squirrel justice,
Really?
but that was
You did wonderful.
adorable.
Also, I came to the the horrible realization.
What?
That animals can be mutated,
Yep.
and I was like, oh, Oh god.
Hope we don't have to deal with any dogs.
Oh god.
That's definitely a bird from Canada somewhere.
Mm.
Hey, at least it wasn't a goose, right?
Or maybe.
God.
Sure.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a
great.
goose.
You can't trust a goose.
You can never.
One day goes out bird watching, hears a ominous honk. They're coming.
Yeah.
It's with that I ask,
Thank
since
you.
I think we only have one person left, and also I hope you enjoyed. We have one person left, I believe. Gizmo.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Boo.
Yeah.
My dependents are both little girls.
No, that's fine.
Little babies. And only one of them talks.
Well, with that, you get to choose who you get to spend time with. Now, again, this does not mean that you're not spending time with both of them. It's just who you've chosen to spend time with for the vignette.
Let's say. I think Lex will be easier to use.
It's up to you. You can have to be easier or not. But you're choosing Lex. Give us a little rundown on who Lex is. If you're choosing Lex, or if you're choosing someone else, give us a little rundown on who they are.
Let's do Chris actually. Chris is said it on there. Helsing's little 5-year-old daughter. She is mute. She has a very complicated understanding of the world because with Lex, she was around before everything went down, so she kind of understands, you know, like, oh, how things used to be before. But Chris has kind of grown up in this environment, so she doesn't see a lot of the good things that Lex does. And she doesn't understand that there was stuff beforehand and that there might be stuff after. She's just kind of in the present at all times and realizes everything's bad. She's very sensitive to other people's emotions. Not so much in like a supernatural way. She's just very cognizant of situations. She can realize when her dad's super stressed out, and that's almost all the time. Is it okay if I say the secret thing? Or should I keep that secret?
The secret thing being...
The thing we talked about.
Yeah, you can say it.
Okay. She is immune. And Helsing tries very, very hard to keep that a secret. But I feel like a few select people know it. And yeah, she's just very, very quiet. She's learning sign language, but it's hard because she's 5. And using her hands is hard. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then with that, who wants to play them?
I mean, I'm the only one left.
Well, then I guess you're up then. Now, the last question is, what kind of vignette would you like to have with them? A cope, a support, or an engage?
I think I want to do. You said it's called cope?
There's cope, support, or engage.
Okay. Yeah, cope. Simply because I think it'd be interesting if she asked for something from out, kind of deal, or like asked for something.
So that's support then.
Oh, okay, support. Sorry.
So with that, Nick, it's on you to come up with some sort of problem that this dependent would be having, whether it's subtle or whether it's blatant. And good old Helsing was gonna have to help fix that.
Yeah. Oh. All right. Let's see. I feel like obviously she'd be at home with her sister. This might. Can it be like the same day that that ES babysat?
Sure.
Okay. So I feel like if we ride that high, it might be a little nicer. So he kind of comes home and ES has probably left. And they're settling down for the night, probably for bed. And he's just kind of getting them both ready and stuff.
All right then. You and Nick, you have the floor.
All right.
Also, if you hey, if you want to be Lex, either one is okay.
That's fine.
Okay. I just realized how that Chris might be a little difficult.
That's fine.
Well, actually, hey, you know what? Do they sleep in the same bed, the kids?
They do.
They do? Okay, well, let's do something special for it then. Who wants to play the other kid?
Oh God. Two little children.
You get to have fun with this one.
I do.
Scrib, Wrath, you guys aren't jumping in? Alright,
I think one child's enough for me.
Nice.
Right, alright. I'll go then.
Sorry, I was away.
You're good.
Alright.
Um,
So then-
play a kid?
if you want to do both, I can pick up one. I can pick up the mute one to make it so Nick still has to talk.
No, that's fine. I'm fine with doing that. I mean, unless you really want to play Chris, then I will be fine.
Chris is the mute one, isn't she, or is that Lex?
Yeah.
Chris is the one, yeah.
I can cover Chris.
Okay.
Alright, and there's a description on the other kid then, so that...
Lex is super bubbly and energetic and just all around like good times, like, oh, this will blow over soon kind of deal. She's very aware, or I guess she's less aware of what's happening and how serious it is. She's just like, oh, so this is just a thing that's happening and it'll get better soon. Trying to
Okay.
find her. Sure.
So,
But yeah.
to be specific, it is Lex that you're choosing as the primary dependent for this vignette?
Yes.
Okay.
Will be the time.
And Lex is being played by...
That'd be me, I guess.
Okay. So then, you still have to come up with the problem then, that Lex is having. That
Okay.
Helsing can fix. Scrib, as the other child, you can jump in whenever you want to enhance the scene or make it just difficult for Gizmo.
I mean, I deserve it at this point.
What is their time for their? You said they're getting ready for bed.
Kind of like routine. Like, does toothpaste exist? Hold on, this is important.
Toothpaste definitely still exists, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, making sure.
It is definitely
So, yeah,
a commodity that needs to be purchased, but of course you can afford such things with bounty.
I can't.
Did you say that Chris was the empathetic one?
Yes.
Empathetic? Okay.
As he's kind of like making sure they're brushing their teeth and stuff. He kind of uses this time to talk to them because Lex never shuts up, kind of deal. She is a goddamn chatterbox, and if she's not eating or sleeping, she's talking. So he kind of sighs and says, I ended up taking a mission today, and I will be out for a prolonged period of time. How long is 3-ish legs, do you think? There and back.
All in all, it's going to be 4 days. Time when it comes to legs is relative, but it could be with how far it is. I'd say it'd be potentially what the estimate that you'd be able to get would be like a few days.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe 3, maybe 2.
Okay. That's a good amount.
That's of course if you're moving on foot, of course.
That's true. It's very true. So a few days time, and then I'll be back, and I'll have more bounty that we can use for more things.
Okay, where are you going? And is that funny guy named Eyes coming back?
I'm sure he'll come back. Yes, I'm going again. Like I said, it won't be long. Eyes is coming with me, and we're going to, I think he said a DMV?
DMV.
Yeah. To pick up a laminator thing. Nothing to worry about, though. It's easy.
What is that?
Do you remember when we used to go to the library and you had that little card that had the shiny paper on top of it?
Oh,
It's a machine that does that.
okay. Are you
But-
bringing it here, or are you...
We'll be bringing it back, yes.
Ooh,
It's
can I use
for-
it?
Oh no. Oh no. No. It's for the client who's asking us to bring it back for her.
Well, they won't know I've used it.
I suppose not.
Just to be sure from a market standpoint here, Nick, are you making Lex's problem that they want to use the card laminator?
Yeah.
Okay, just to be sure. All right, you may continue.
Is that? Can I do that?
Oh, totally. You can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no. You won't be able to use it yourself, just like at the library, but I can bring you back something laminated.
Okay.
Is there anything specific you'd like?
She just like she puts a hand on her cheek and just keeps going.
What about? He's also trying to think, because I'm guessing paper is also kind of scarce. Maybe.
Paper is still like get made. It's not scarce per se, but it is definitely something that is a price to get.
Something that could be shiny. What about? What if you made a drawing and I laminate that so they can't get smudged or anything?
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be perfect.
Okay. Well, you do that and make sure.
Yeah, one for.
Go on for Chris.
Does Lex understand sign too?
Yeah, she's kind of grown up around it now.
Yeah. So she's just like, yeah, make one for Chris too.
I can I can do that. Oh god.
Lex's eyes just light up.
Oh god. This is gonna make or break
All right,
the mission, I feel.
So you have some options here.
Mhm.
It is a support, right? So the problem is, of course, that they want these cards. Now you can try and persuade them to not want the cards, or in like a happy sort of like it's okay sort of way, or you can try and get them these cards and these pictures that they're going to draw laminated, but it will add another a bonus objective, so to speak, to your mission.
He does anything for his kids, so I want to at least try.
All right then, you have promised your kids something. I will say that their joy in being promised such a thing is enough to warrant a successful vignette. I think you're the only one that's taken any humanity damage, which means so you can move down the furthest column of humanity damage. You can get rid of it.
So you should be back.
I'm back to
back to just cracked. Now that's gonna stay.
Okay.
Another thing, also, before we move on from there, you still have to choose one of the three the notes option, like the notes thing that's there in the where it says cracked. When you hover over it, there's the note that pops up.
Mhm.
You still have to choose one of those
right.
to get rid of. Remember.
Let's do that one. He'll get rid of flight then.
All right then.
Let me destroy it. Delete. Thank you. Alright, cool.
With that, we have gotten through all your guys' dependent vignettes. How's everyone feeling?
I'm so scared.
Yeah, hey.
It's so much fun.
Gizmo.
It's so much fun.
Gizmo,
Oh,
I'm real sorry.
Chris,
I'm
you're
real
gonna-
sorry that I did that. I didn't mean to do
No,
that.
it's
I
perfect.
thought it'd be
It's
funny.
so good. It's just everyone's gonna be like, you can't use the laminator. He's
Yeah.
like, watch me.
I was gonna have Chris kind of hone in on like that kind of uptight, like the unease because of him going out and like, oh, Dad's going out, he might not come back, Dad. But then all of a sudden, it's just talk about lamination and getting shiny things and squirrel brain.
If there's
Gotta
one
get
thing,
them shinies.
yeah, if there's one thing I
Shiny.
remember from like growing up as a kid, lamination was like
Lamination was the
Oh
It
yeah, the
was
whoop
like
sound.
it was like the coolest fucking thing as a kid, and so like I had to channel that for a moment.
It was so spot on. I was like, oh no, I'm actually dealing with a little. I know that if I don't bring anything back, she's gonna be disappointed in me, and you can't.
It was very good.
All right. Well, with that, there's just one final scene we need to do, and at that point, I'll ask how everyone's doing if we want to continue and go into the mission, if we're good on time and everything like that. But let's get through this part because the day finally comes. It's time for you guys to go out into the loss, to leave the Enclave behind and go out into the danger that awaits anyone and everyone out there, whatever it may hold. With that, I need to stop changing the music because it's a time. You all assemble yourselves at the front gates of Telluride. Whether some of you are early or on time or even late, you all get there. As you give your clearance and your assurance and stuff like that to the mountain goats that are manning the front gates, that you do want to go outside and stuff like that, and they check off on everything and make sure that the entrance is clear of any straggling casualties, so you guys don't get just attacked as soon as you leave. You have some time to think, to talk, to deliberate in your own heads or with each other about what you're about to do and if you're ready for it. As you're just starting to kind of wait on that, you are surprised. Your dependents, all of them, gather and come to give some final goodbyes. Well, hopefully not final, but definitely some well wishes, some good lucks. But you can see in most of them, they understand that this might be the last time they ever see you. So at this time, I need all of you to roll self-control.
You can't do that.
You understand why you need to do this,
Oh no.
but you don't really want to.
Oh,
No one wants to go out into the lost. No one chooses, unless they're crazy, to become a taker. This is a job for the desperate, and it's a job for those who are willing to accept the fact that they could die in terrible ways. With that,
I think I'm the
yes.
only. Oh no, I'm
Yes
not
is
the only
failed.
one. I think I'm the only one who failed.
Alex's just like squinting at you from the corner.
yeah, because the dice we're rolling against doesn't have any pluses, right?
Yep, dice for rolling against doesn't have a plus.
Yeah, I made it.
You made it.
Barely,
So-
again, but yeah.
So ES is the only one that failed. So ES, I need you to take a point of stress damage. You don't want to do this, as maybe it's not because not just because like you're afraid of what's going to happen to you and stuff like that, but also you see your dependents that are here with you, your team these people that you actually give a shit about, they're taking that danger on, and you don't really want to see them die. So there's that sort of thing of like, oh, should I stop them? Should I not? That sort of thing. But everyone has agreed to it, and it's already too late to back out fully, at least. So you're a bit stressed. Definitely going to want to watch their backs a bit. But once the all clear is given from the mountain goats, the gates of Telluride open to you. Your dependents give it one final wave, and then all of you take your first steps as takers into the loss. How are we doing on time, everybody?
I have so much time.
I'm free for the rest of the day and night.
I do work tomorrow, so if we could end around midnight, that would be fabulous. But
Sure.
it is a Friday, and I am waffling on whether or not to take a half day. So woo!
All right, well, whenever we're getting close to a time where people are like, I think we should end around here, just let me know in either a DM or like in the a whisper or something like that, and I'll find us a good point to end and stuff like that.
I hate to be that person, but I have a low-grade headache, so I would prefer if we could start things off another time. I kind of want to go lie down.
Oh, bad, huh?
Just not session status.
Uh-huh.
Okay then. So then I
Sorry.
guess we'll end here then.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks
No
everyone
worries.
for coming.
We can just discuss more thoughts and stuff on stuff.
That's honestly so good because I could not fucking focus tonight.
Nah.
Oh, all right.
Like,
Then I guess today
my
wasn't the
brain
session
was-
day, huh?
My brain was here,
Today
I was
wasn't the
listening,
session
I was doing things, but like everything people said just went straight through me. Like,
Mhm.
it's not that the system's boring, it's just my brain was like, fuck, I can't process anything anybody's saying right now.
Not today.
Okay, I'm going to end recording then.
Mm-hmm.